Okay, so normally when I do like story times and stuff like that, I have like a whole list, like my names of people who I'm gonna put in the story and stuff like that, and all this other kind of stuff. I'm gonna try to keep this really brief because I recorded this and then I decided like let me erase that and re-record it in a shorter version that's kind of more to the point because it ain't even really necessary for me to like to explain in detail my part or try to explain like how I was not wrong in the situation and all this kind of stuff and this, that, and the third. I decided to just skip all that and just get right to the nitty gritty. Um, People like to play in your face, okay? Like people know exactly what the fuck they be doing. They know what they be doing. They know how they be treating you. They know how they be acting, and they like to play on your sympathy. They like to play on you having a good heart. They like to play on your um sometimes it's your people pleasing, your your lack of it could be your lack of confidence. It could be a lot of different things, but people will come back around and know that they did some foul shit and they try to let time pass, or they'll come back with like a sob story or something like that so that you feel bad for them and try to and that you will negate things that may happen between you and them. So I was going through a whole list and talking about other people and stuff like that in the last video, but I don't even do. I'm just gonna stick to the gist of what even prompted me to do this today. So, um, we're gonna call this person L. Okay. So L reached out to me yesterday. Okay. Um, and I haven't talked to L in years. So if you're curious about who L is, go back and listen to the story a Latu and a succubus named Keisha. Okay? That will explain because so that's why I'm saying like, I need to go through all that what I went through in the last one. Anyway, so it's not even necessarily that me and L we didn't even really have words because L did not really have anything to say for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Um, I spoke a lot about what happened between me and L in that video. Um, a lot to and a succubus named Keisha. Like I spoke a lot about it, but um, I didn't get into this right here, right? Because like like I'm a person that if I have a falling out with somebody, and I'm not talking about like you lose touch with somebody, and like didn't nothing happen, y'all just kind of fell out of touch. Life be life, and you doing stuff, they doing stuff, and y'all just haven't talked. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you and somebody had an issue, whether it big or small, but y'all had an issue, and then behind the issue, y'all haven't talked in a while. And that person haven't reached out to you, you haven't reached out to them, and then all of a sudden this person reach out. A lot of times we be so tempted to go back and start talking to this person or feel like we should respond to them, or be kind about things or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or if I don't say kind, be nice. You could be kind. But um the thing is like if we had a falling out, I prefer that we get back in contact, that we discuss like, and it's not like we got to go through this deep thing of like talking about it for hours and stuff like that, but that's address what made us stop talking in the first place, so that we don't revisit that energy. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times when people just like sweep it under the rug and they just act like it never happened, a lot of times the energy repeat itself because you never addressed it, you never transmuted the energy, you just kind of act like you tried to sweep it under the rug, act like it didn't happen. So what I notice with people, manipulative people, is they'll come back around and they'll like um they'll like they'll wait for time to pass, and then if you do bring, they won't bring it up. What they hoping is that you don't bring it up either. But if you do bring it up, they'll try to downplay it. They'll lie about what really happened, like, oh, it wasn't like that, oh, this was what was really, they'll lie about it, or they'll downplay it, or they'll say like that was the past, like that's old, like or they'll, oh, I'm sorry that that happened, I'm sorry, like, I just want to move forward, I miss you, da, da, da. Like they'll downplay it, and it may not have been that big of a deal, but like I said, a lot of times when certain things happen, those things need to be addressed in order for y'all to properly move forward. And when somebody don't want to do that, when they don't want to properly move forward, to me, that make me feel like you still want to manipulate. You still want to play the games you was playing before without being accountable. And the thing about it is when the reason why the last story was so long, because I was like basically explaining how I held myself accountable, how I allowed certain things to happen. And also the biggest thing is because I was not being myself. Like I was being passive. I'm not a passive person. I'm a very direct person. I have no problem with confrontation. You know what I'm saying? And when people think of confrontation, they think of it being a negative thing. No, confront something could just simply be you facing something. That's what confrontation is. You facing it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm very big on it. Like confront things that may other people may feel uncomfortable about. Like I feel uncomfortable not confronted. Like it literally like it bothers me to not confront it. So what I would find myself in though, find myself in situations where people know that about me, and they'll either, like I said, they'll either try to let time pass, which they know they don't really work too much for me because I still fuck around and bring it up. So what they'll do is they'll come back with the sob story. So that's my like that Captain Saver no in me. Like they come back with a sob story and I'm like, oh my God, I need to help them. What can I do to help you? And then it's like, okay, well let's put that on the back burner. Let's not think about that right now because that's not important in comparison to what you got going on now. And then I would do that, and now this person has slipped back into my life, and we never end up addressing this shit because now we've been talking for a little while. It's like, damn, we already talking. Why even go back to that? Why bring that up? That's a past. No, stop letting people do that shit to you. And I'm talking to myself too. Like I'm doing this video for myself just as much as I'm doing it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because you will start to feel guilty. Somebody reach out, you was close to this person, you care about this person. Because in all these situations, I still care about these people. I just don't see the need to have them in my life if they not ready to have a real sit down, a real conversation, a real like, you know what, this is what went on and this is how we can move forward without this going on again. Like I want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when people don't want to talk about it, it's bullshit. I feel like they trying to avoid it because they want to continue to do the fuck shit they was doing before. So anyway, I know I just went all over the place, but whatever the case may be, let me get to the nitty gritty because I didn't like skated and scattered all around what I was actually saying. So, L reaches out to me, right, and she sends me a cash app and a dollar cash app, and in a for section where it say like what it's for, she like, can you call me? And then put her number. Now she got the same number. So initially I was confused because I'm like, why are you like doing it through this way? Why you just don't like text me? So and it's different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like she called me on Messenger, so she could have actually messaged me on Messenger. She could have messaged me to my phone. She could have messaged me on WhatsApp. It's like it's different avenues that she could have messaged me. Why did she choose Cash App? And I had to think about this shit because what I realized from the last time dealing with L is into witchcraft. I didn't know, like, cause like growing up, I didn't know, like, I think like this is something that happened in the time when me and her had not been talking for a while. Where she discovered that, you know, she got this in her lineage, and so I guess she started practicing and, you know, doing shit or whatever. So whatever case, like I ain't worried about this shit because I'm like, I'm supremely divinely protected, so I'm not worried about that. My thing is, don't play with me. Like that's my thing. Like I don't give a fuck. Like all the other shit, I don't give a fuck. Don't play with me. Don't play with my children. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the problem came in with me and her from the last time. She tried it, you know. Like I said, I broke it all down in a lot to a Keisha video, but she played with me about my granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? And I tried that to go because I like my own sensitivities from me being molested and stuff like that. My own things, like you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I don't want to like victim blame nobody or victim shame or whatever somebody. If they say that this happened, I don't want to be like, well, no, it didn't. Or why? Because I don't. Because just like the same thing, like I've said this before, just like, you know, when the people that molested me, people may look at them and be like, well, they don't seem like they're the type. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to do that to somebody else because like they don't look like that to everybody else. Everybody else may not see them as creepy or a motherfucker that would do that. But you know what the fuck they did. They know what the fuck they did. So I don't want to do that to somebody else just because I never had that experience with that person, or they didn't do it to me, or I don't see it in that person. That don't mean they didn't do the shit. So I was just like, okay, I don't want to say that this didn't happen to her. It was weird even how she talked about it, but I noticed something else even within it. See, my fucking guys, they do not fucking play about me. And that's why, like, I'm taking my intuition serious. Like, I'm listening to my gut when I'm gathered to do something. Like, I'm really taking that shit seriously because, like, the shit be real. And your inner knowing, that intuition, you be fucking knowing. Stop ignoring that shit. You know what I'm saying? But when she did that shit, when she spoke that shit about my granddaddy, that same fucking day, she got so motherfucking sick. Like, and it hit her, like, all of a sudden, like, because it was the same day, right after she told me the shit. She got so fucking sick, she had to leave. Like, we was out somewhere, she had to leave. And I could look at her, she wasn't faking it. I could look at her and tell, like, something was going on. She wasn't feeling right. I could look at her and see that shit. So, and then, like, after that, I was, like, got it, because, like, at the time, like, I didn't think, like, I wasn't thinking it was something negative, but I had an altar. Like, she had an altar in her room, I had an altar, and then we was, like, setting up one that we was doing together, like a goddess altar. You know what I'm saying? So the altar that I had on my own, like, she had gave me something, like, on my mother's birthday, like, oh, this is like a remembrance for your mother, da 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 da. And it was like right after I put that shit on my altar, bad shit started fucking happening. And then something was like, take this shit off your altar. And so I did. And then shit started back flowing. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, somebody like the spiritual goddesses and guys in this listening to this may be like, no, you don't ever put something on your altar somebody gave you. Yeah, I feel like you can if it's with the right intentions. She didn't have the right intentions, but I didn't know that at the time. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the case may be, so saying that to say, like, I know she into witchcraft and I know she be trying shit. Money is energy. Everything is energy, first of all. But money is energy. And when somebody give you something and you accept it, you are accepting their energy, right? So her doing that, it may have seemed simple to somebody else, like, oh, well, she just sent that because she's trying to get in contact with you. Nah, my dude, because why the fuck she ain't go through other means? Why she ain't try to message me on my phone? Why she ain't try to, like, why would you message me through Cash App and try to give me something? Like, if I give her this and she keep this dollar, it's like she accepted my energy. Nah, you ain't weaseling yourself back into my energy. No. If you want to talk to me, and I'm not doing this for her, like, I'm doing this because I want other people to recognize. Like, when people plan your energy like that, and you trying to, like, not seem like you a bad person, or that you being petty, or, you know what I'm saying, or you feel guilty because you actually do care about this person and you don't want to turn your back on them if they actually need you or going through something. Nah, fuck that, because if you are, then speak the fuck up. You ain't got to go into detail, but tell me something. Like, if you know me, you feel like, what the fuck you want? Tell me what you text me before you call. I don't want to get on the phone with you and you saying little things and, you like all this little shit, like little slick, like, I ain't gonna say slick shit like that, but what I mean is, people that, like, that's into this, they know how to use certain things, like words, tones, images. They know how to try to connect your energy. Because first of all, people can just connect your energy without a way to connect to it. And I feel like that was her way of trying to connect to my energy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I did? Return the motherfucking sender. I sent that shit right the fuck back and put in the fourth session, I said, for what? Call you for what? What do you want? Now, that was her opportunity to message. She didn't have to send $1 back. And we didn't have to do that whole back and forth. She didn't have to, like, go back to Cash App. She could have messaged my phone, like, since she already put the number. And she got the same number. And I haven't blocked her. So she could have just messaged me, like, okay. And said, like I said, she didn't have to go into detail, but give me a gist. What do you want to talk about? Call you for what? We ain't talked in years. And I know this person too. Whenever this person reach out, we didn't fill out a couple times. And whenever this person reach back out, we may not talk for years or a year or whatever. Whenever this person reach back out, it's always because they want something. Always. Always. It ain't never like they're really serious. Like, okay, I just miss talking to you. I just want to talk to you, da 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 da. This and the third. Like, I want to resolve our issues, this and the third. Because she said that before. That's why I say use your discernment. Because she did that before. I was talking to her about, this was years ago. This was years before we got into this whole little situation where I was like, me and my children was like living with her for a little while. I didn't want to say living because it wasn't but a couple of months, but still. Whatever the case may be, I was talking to her, venting about my children's father, something I was going through with him. And she like, I guess she related that to herself. Maybe she felt guilty because she felt like the same thing that I was talking about him was something that she had tried to do to me too. And so she was like, well, yeah, I was in a position to help you and I shitted on you and I'm sorry for that. I tried to control you with money, because that's what I was talking about with my children's father. She was like, I was trying to control you with money, and she's like, I don't know why I've been knowing you for too long, and I know that you're not a person that can be controlled, especially not with money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so blessed. I'm so protected. Like we all go through things. And I'm not saying like I don't have my ups and downs, but shit always work out for me. You know what I'm saying? So even if I feel like in that moment I may be a little impatient or whatever, like I know if like shit always work out for me. So whatever the case may be, she like went through the sincere apology, and I believe that she sounds so fucking sincere. Like, I am so sorry for how I treated you. I would never do that again. I don't ever want to lose you, and I don't want you to be out of my life. This, then the third. You know what I'm saying? Yet moving forward, when I come and stay with you, you know what I'm saying? You played in my face, not just about me, but about my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, I allowed my child to help you, and you tried to use his gifts, tried to use that as a way to get in, and since you couldn't get at me, you tried to get at my son. And so when I left your fucking house because of that, we ain't talked since. You ain't try to apologize. You ain't even gonna say apologize. You ain't try to explain to me what was going on. You ain't try to tell me what was happening. You ain't try like nothing. But I ain't gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna say the whole story right here, but we know what's going on. And it's not the first time that you done had some shit attached to your ass and you tried to drop it the fuck off in my fucking life. So I ain't playing these games with your ass. Keep that shit. Whatever the fuck you got on you, keep it. I'm not mad at this girl. I'm not frustrated at her or nothing. But this shit, like, it sparks some shit in me. Like, you know what? I gotta share this. Because at first I wasn't going to, like, I was like, I was cool. Like, you know, like, shit, oh, well, I ain't finna respond. I sent that message back and, like, return the sender. And I was done with that shit. But I was like, you know what? Stop, like, being passive about this shit. Like, speak, like, and I'm not talking about, like, as far as her, but, like, speak about this shit. Because one time I had did a video. I'm going to call this person, because I don't know what I called her in my other videos, but I'm going to call this person right now S. I had did a whole video about S and how S was like, and I may actually redo this video, like real shit. I may actually redo this video, but I did a video about S talking about destiny swapping. And like, it's so many similarities and so many things like that was going on between me and her. Like our life was mirroring a lot. And at the time, I was not realizing like what was going on. Like, she was literally like trying to tap into my energy and do something, because she into the shit too. Like, she into, you know, sorcery and all this shit too. You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted, like, I do tarot. I'm into some shit. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and try to act like, oh, I'm just like, you know, like completely detached from that world or whatever. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? But what I don't do is hexes and love spells. I don't play in other people's energy like that. You know what I'm saying? So I have all rights to say what the fuck I'm saying, because I don't play people's energy like that. So I don't expect for mine to be played in like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially not my children. Don't do it. Don't do it, because it's gonna be a big ass problem. Like, yo, like, you wonder why you're like it ain't even shit I'm doing, because that's how fucking protected we are. I ain't even gotta do shit to you, my dude. Just the point of fact that you try to do something to me, that shit bouncing off of me and boomeranging right back to your ass. And it ain't even because I did something to you. I ain't even wishing shit on you. It's just what the fuck it is. Because stop playing with me. So, anyway, because, like, I know how I sound right now, but that's what I'm passionate about. Like, I'm not mad. This is, like, me being passionate about it, because it's not just one person. It's, like, several people that have tried this with me. And it just, like, brought it to a head with this person, because, like I said, I haven't talked to this person in years. And what this person did and how they always, like, throw the rock and hide they fucking hand, that's the shit that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Manipulation at its fucking finest. You know what I mean? And the other person too, like S. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly there for this person. It was a point like where I would fucking do anything for this person. I'm small. I was like sponsoring this person damn near. Like every time I turn around, this person asking me, "Can you do? Can I get this? Can I get this?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? This person made some like it wasn't even tarot cards. It was like oracle cards. I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about L. I'm talking about S. Um, they made some tarot cards out of index cards. Now it was something that I had did before, and I had told them about. I was like, like I made my own like little deck. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so they had made their own little deck, and they was like they gonna start selling them. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't get like, cause you can buy blank cards to make your own tarot cards. They didn't do that. They got like just regular index cards. Excuse me. Excuse me. And then it was like real thin ones too and all that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I like the person was like, I was like, how much you selling it for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I like the little sayings on the car, stuff like that. So I was like, how much you selling them for? And she's like, I don't know what to sell them for. I'm like, look, don't shortchange yourself. Like, I'm trying to motivate this because they young. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to motivate, like, don't shortchange yourself. Like, whatever you feel like your shit worth, ask for that price and expect that shit. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, 25. Now I felt like that was way outrageous. You know what I'm saying? For those cards, because like I said, it was like it wasn't even like good index cards like the ones that's kind of thicker. They was like kind of thin and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to support this person because it's a young person. I wanted to support what they was doing and encourage them to keep going. And I had the money. Like $25 really wasn't shit. Like I'm like, okay, it is what it is. So I paid this person $25 because I wanted to motivate them and encourage them to keep going. You know what I mean? And this is just an example. This ain't talking about just all other times where I just like basically just sported everything. Like I'm paying for everything, giving them money just because they need, like, because they, you got this, can I borrow this, or can I have this? You know what I'm saying? I already told this person no. You know what I'm saying? And and even not just that, even go beyond that, like spiritual lessons and stuff like that, like just basically asking me everything in a book about everything, astrology, numerology, doing spell work, rituals, tarot, like nuwabu. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say everything, like anything this person asks me, I'm just like anything they ask me, I want to get them as much affirmation as I can so that they can succeed, so they can be their best versions of themselves. Never held back with this person. So when later on this person dealing with somebody, and the person that they dealing with, let's call this person M, when they dealing with somebody and then this person like trying to play in my energy, trying to tap into my energy, because this person had to think about doing this not just with me but with a lot of other people, and then I noticed that there was a lot of people in her family. Like why? Like this person, like I know we got a lot of people, powerful people in our family. Like keeping that shit a book, and I'm not just saying this just to be saying it because it's my family. But like, no, we got a lot of powerful fucking people in our family. Her dude was tapping into her family's energy and using her as a fucking link to tap in, because he didn't have no other way to tap into the energy but through her blood. So he was using her to tap into our energy. You know what I'm saying? So I asked her about it because at one particular time, I think I talked about this in the spooky, I don't know if I didn't, but one particular time, me and my mate was laying in bed, and it's a chair like sitting directly in front of our bed, like a not a recliner chair, but like a couch chair, like kind of. Anyway, I forgot what you call them chairs, but anyway, we didn't see it, we heard something sit down in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Another time, I felt something touch my arm. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel malevolent. It didn't feel like it was trying to do something to me. But I felt it's basically like it felt like it was trying to get my attention. That's what it felt like. But I asked her because I felt like it was her dude. I asked her. She said no. Later on, I'm having a conversation. Like, and I go into a whole story. I think I'm gonna do a story time about this. But later on, we having a conversation, and he like spilling the beans on everything, telling me how much she a liar. He's telling me like just a bunch of different stuff about her. And she's sitting right there. She hearing it. It ain't like he talking behind her back. He said that shit right in front of her. She agreeing to it. I'm like, oh no, say it ain't so. You don't know, liar. She like, well, I do be lying sometimes. I'm like, why? Oh my bad. I'm like, why? She like, I don't know, I just do. I ain't with that shit. And she noticed. That's probably why she ain't never said to me, but she ain't want to deny it to him, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like telling me what she was doing. Whatever the case may be. Um, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm too through with this situation at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like with just all of it. I'm just too through with it. He ended up telling me that yeah, it was him that touched me, that shadow out. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like she said, but anyway, like I said, that's a whole nother story time. Cause that ain't even what the point of this is. The point is like, we have had issues. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go into all different issues with each person. Like I said, I do story times in a lot two series about all this later. But right now I'm talking about this because a lot of times, like, we think about like forgiveness as if we forgive somebody, that we gotta keep them in our space, that we gotta allow them access to us because we forgive them. We feel guilty for not keeping people around us that we know not good for us or don't mean us well. And we feel guilty because we care about them, about like okay, nah, I can't have you around me because you on this type of time. Blah, blah. We feel guilty about that shit. My thing with this shit is like, stop feeling guilty about putting people out your life, or not even putting people, or distancing yourself. That's the word I'm looking for. Don't feel bad about distancing yourself from people who don't have your best interests at heart. That is an act of self-love. That's not you being upset with them. Like, and we are talking, especially when it's family. We talk, oh well, that's family. That's just how they is. And I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that. And then, okay, so what about you? You just how you are. You don't like fuck shit in your life. That's just how you are. So why do you have to accept them, but they can, but you not being accepted for who you are? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, like, that shit, like, that really, because it's like I said, it haven't been just her. It's like one person after the other person, and it's like it just keep happening. But I realized that the reason why it kept happening was because I was not being direct. How I was direct with her this time, like for what? Like when she sent that message, I'm like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like with S, the last time that S tried to reach out, I just didn't even respond because like my dude, you know what the fuck this is. You know what you and your guy was over there doing. Like I said, that's like I really feel like I'm gonna redo it because I had did the video before. I had recorded the whole video. I think it was like 30-40 minutes long, something like that, 30-45 minutes long, something like that. And I had just basically ran through the whole thing about like what happened between me, S and M. But I erased it. I should have just left it and just left it on here just in case. But I had decided at the moment, like, I'm not gonna get that person energy. But I realized, like, even after doing that, the person started back reaching out to me. And I'm trying to figure out, like, why. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want? But I know what the person wanted. They wanted access to my energy again. And that's what it ended up being. In this day and time, like, what we got to realize is, like, we talk about this new earth thing and 3D and all this kind of stuff. Like, we have to start being real with ourselves. Like, it ain't like, yeah, you know, moving on to being in a more positive mode and moving from a space of love. Like, moving from a space of love, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to accept everybody shitting on you or doing things to you or doing things that's not in alignment with your frequency, and you just like, oh well, I love them, so hey, it's okay. That's like that. Not, no, fuck that shit. Like, you can say, you know what, I love this person too, but I don't want to be bothered with that shit. But until you change your frequency to match what I like, and when I'm saying change frequency to match mine, meaning if you on some fuck shit and I'm not on fuck shit, why would I want you around me while you on fuck shit? I'm good on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like this day and age, like where we at right now, like all these narcissists and manipulative people, energy vampires, incubus, succubus, all these energies are being brought to the forefront for you to see and for you to confront, for you to face, and for you to transmute that energy and get that shit up out your life so that you can move forward and not have to have that energy in your life. But until you set those boundaries, until you recognize that shit for what it is, until you say, you know what, no more. Until you do that, they will keep showing back up. Because I was trying to figure out, like I said, it was one person, and then another person popped back up, then another person, and it was like back to back. And each time I was just like, okay, I'm not dealing with them. But then this time it was just like, it just really hit me because like, L tried to call me like a couple weeks ago on Messenger, and I realized I'm like, I was just about like I was literally like I had just killed a fly, and like so flies like certain insects stuff like that, they like be connected to like monitoring spirits. Like when people do like witchcraft stuff, they send things sometimes, and I would notice like occasionally like it'll be certain things that'll pop up in my life. I'm not gonna get into all that on here right now because I'm just not. But it's certain things that pop up in your life. And you would know. It'd be like certain animals pop up, certain insects. I'm not going to be specific about each and every one. But flies is a good example of one. You may see just one little fly just like hanging around, lurking around. And you're like, where the fuck this fly come from? Ain't no more flies. You ain't seeing no flies outside. Ain't no more flies in your house. This fly just in your house lurking. In a fucking corner somewhere just sitting. It ain't flying around or nothing. It's just in the corner somewhere sitting, looking at you. Come on, man. Come on, man. So I killed this fly this particular day, and right after I killed the fly, she fucking called. I'm doing something else yesterday, and as I'm gathering everything, I go to get my phone so I can put my little meditation music on, and I see she done sent this message. So it is like I said, it just hit me like until you like really stand on your boundaries and just like be like straight up front, direct with motherfuckers, it's gonna keep like repeating itself. The energy gonna keep flowing back around. And like I say, I'm not opposed. Let me be clear about this before I get up off here. I'm not opposed to talking to somebody that we once had a falling out. That something went wrong between us at some point. I'm not completely against like rebuilding relationships. But if we gonna rebuild it, it's gonna be a solid foundation. Don't come back with that weak ass shit, that weak ass manipulation, that weak ass like trying to act like you didn't do shit or something didn't happen. Let's just move on, act like it. Like no. Unless you coming back ready to address some shit, and I want to know you ready to address it before I even go there with you, cause then it's gonna irritate me, and I'm gonna fuck around and say some shit that's gonna really hurt your motherfucking feelings. So no, before we even go there, like if you want, like text me and say what the fuck you want, cause I do it. If I want to talk to somebody and they haven't answered or whatever, and I really like, I'm gonna say in the text. Like I know a lot of times people don't be wanting to text because they be like, I don't want nobody screenshotting what I'm saying. I ain't on that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. But I'm telling you, if you want to talk to me, my dude, you are going to come correct. Because at the end of the day, I do not have time to have anybody in my life that I got to question their energy, their intentions, or any of that. But at this point in time, these narcissists and all this shit, they being exposed. They being put to the forefront. They being exposed and shown who you are, shown who they are. And I'm letting you know, etymologically speaking, nice means naive or gullible. That's why the nice guy always finish last. I ain't fucking nice.
You are chosen.
144,000 chosen trees.
Assured. We are pure alchemists, transmuting your thoughts into gold.
Ariska Gale.
Yes, and
Meet me in the laboratory.